Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all you do to support this channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, I found a video on TikTok of a young woman who agrees with me, or I agree with her. I agree with her because she's saying a lot of the things that I've said and a lot of the things that I believe. These immigrants are mad because Donald Trump is doing the mass deportation. So it turns out they're not as important to the American economy as they thought they were. So naturally, they're taking it out on black Americans. And I'm not saying black Americans are not picking at them because, black Americans are very good at roasting. So this Haitian woman comes on blasting about how hard they work when they come to the United States and how lazy, the same old that they say, comparing apples to oranges, comparing the top people from their country, because those are the only ones that can get here, to the most marginalized, the poorest people in America. So what we say is we're going to compare our top with your top and our bottom with your bottom. And not that people are on the bottom, but that's how they get classed. But I'm going to let you listen to this young woman because she is doing a great job of putting this angry and arrogant immigrant in her place mad because they're getting kicked out of the country. So watch this.
Deportation efforts and all of that, they're facing the highest eviction rates that they've ever faced. The only way that they can have a fair chance is to hope that we get deported, because we came to this country, we did what needed to be done, and we made the best out of the efforts and the benefits that they ignored. They were born here and they weren't ahead of us. We came here and we passed them, and instead of them taking accountability, black and white, they always want to log in and shit on us. Baby, it's so damn hot outside. They're facing evictions left and right. This country is throwing its poor blacks and whites out on their ass.
Well, you know what? Since you started it, sis, I'm just going to go ahead and finish it. Your entire country is a failure. Your entire country is a failed state, which is the reason why you had to leave in the first place, right? So if we want to talk about success here, there, or anywhere, you already come from a lineage of failure, right? A lineage of people who cannot figure out basic infrastructure and who literally blames everybody else for their failures except themselves. Constantly blaming colonialism and white people for all of your problems, blaming stealing resources, when even if they were to pull out from your nations, I don't even know how any of that works. But even if they were to just completely stop doing it, would you even know how to industrialize your resources? Would you even know how to make manufacturing plants and how to distribute products around the world? Like, would that even help the average everyday citizen from your country? Because I'm not really seeing too much progression. I'm really just seeing a lot of pointing the fingers, and they coming over here and then trying to compare your top 10% to our bottom 10%. Like, that's literally what y'all do. Like, comparing your top 10% to somebody else's bottom 10% is not the flex that you think it is, sis. Like, and that's what y'all tend to do, because you don't want to, you fail to mention the fact that there's a whole vetting process. At least as far as I'm concerned, there's a process that they don't just let anybody over here, especially not from African nations. I know they don't just let anybody over here. So like the Yahoo boys and the thugs and the scammers and all of that, they keeping them over there where y'all at. So they're not letting any and everybody over here, because you're not comparing apples to apples. You're not coming over here comparing doctors to doctors, lawyers to lawyers, nurses to nurses, because we got all of that too. We got business owners too. But you want to come over here, throw shade, compare yourself to the lowest level of society, trailer park white people, ghetto projects black people, knowing damn well that is not the reality for the vast majority of Americans. I know a guy that lives about 20 minutes from me, been knowing him for a long time. He's low key, keeps to himself. He makes multiple six figures every single month, multimillionaire, black American dude. But you don't want to compare yourself to people like that. You want to compare yourself to the people who need to use government assistance, which is a very small portion of society. Like, you really think that you're better than somebody because you came over here and did basic ass shit that everybody has to do in order to survive anyway. You came over here with a grant or a loan or something. You went to school, you got your piece of paper, you got a job, you got a house, you got a car. Now all of a sudden you think that you're better than the average everyday American citizen who's pretty much done the same thing. Or you started a business when there's a lot of black Americans and other white Americans who have businesses too. Well, a lot of them. I know a lot of them personally. I don't know anybody right now that is in the eviction process, but y'all want to throw shade at the entire race of black people in America, and try to lift yourself up by stepping on us. And you don't even really have nothing to stand on with that. You couldn't succeed until you left. You had to come over here in order to make a life for yourself. You had to leave your failed state to come here, right? Because the hard work was already done. So all you had to do was show up. All that hard infrastructural work, no matter how horrible things had to transpire in order to get to this point, the hard work was already done. So if you could throw shade once you do the hard work to fix your shit over there, because that the real hard work is in the infrastructure. That's where the real hard work is. It's easy to come over and succeed when all of the hard shit already been done and all you got to do is build on top of it. It's hard to build a foundation. It's easy to go to Target and buy decorations and decorate the house. I'm just saying.
And she said it well. And you really have to come on with these black immigrants, because some of them really don't understand. You are not doing anything special because you come to this country and get a job. That's what's expected. That's the minimum. But to show off and to prove something, you ought to make out of your country what we've made out of this one. And then you would have something to talk about. Then you would have something to brag about. But just coming up with these arguments, now they are upset because Donald Trump said from the start he was going to do mass deportation when he became president. So that should not have come as a surprise to anybody. And if you're in this country illegally, you should have started preparing the day he was elected, because he is keeping his word. But anyway, y'all, let me know what you think about this young lady putting this Haitian immigrant in her place. And that this woman, this Haitian immigrant, she's got a lot of animosity towards black Americans. I don't know who stepped on her toes, but she's always making some kind of spiteful like video. But this time she met her match. Let me know what you think. Have a good evening.